One of the health challenges of persons living with albinism is skin cancer. This is because their skin lack melanin, which protects them from sun's harmful UV rays. Today on the program, we are speaking with Damilola Ibigbami. She is living with albinism and she is going to share her experience with us living with skin cancer. Good evening, I am Olasumbo Modupe. The conversation begins after this break. The program is still Sound Health on Lagos Television, and joining us via Zoom this evening is Damilola Ibigbami. She is going to share her experience on how she has been living with skin cancer as persons living with albinism. Good evening, Damilola, and thanks for joining us.
Good evening. My name is Ibigbami Damilola Margaret. I'm a person living with albinism.
Please tell us, how has life been living with albinism?
From home. Everything starts from the day I was born. So as I was born to my family, they really loved me right from childhood. In fact, I will say I'm the apple of their eyes. I would say I'm the apple of their eyes among all my siblings. So, thanks to my very sweet mother of blessed memory, may also continue to rest in perfect peace. She was a very kind woman to me. She's a very kind mother to me. She's a mother that every child will love to have as a mother, but she's no more. So it started as they put me in a rescue. Though my parents, they knew my challenges of short-sightedness right from baby. So as I started school, my mother in particular, went to my teacher to let him know that I'm a person that can see anything close to me, but if the body is far from me, I will not see what they put on it. So since then, they put my chair at the front of the class, which made me unable to see whatever he wrote on the board. Till my secondary school also was like that. My institution, they normally use the handout, so there's nothing hard in that. Anytime, whenever I got to the lecture room, I usually fight for front seat. So nothing is hard in that.
All right.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
So my parents, they don't have the knowledge of the damage that sun causes to our skin. Until I meet with friends, that is when I myself knew that sun is the one that damaged our skin. They usually say if you eat too much salt, it's the one that causes all this. If you eat too much pepper, it's that, and those on. And not knowing that all those ones, they are just a superstition. At times when I was in school, I cooked food without salt, not knowing that it's not salt that is cause this problem. So later is when I meet with friends that I know that it was the sun that damaged our skin.
All right, Damilola, thank you so much for giving us the background story. Okay, so tell us, how did this journey start? How did you know about skin cancer? Did you just wake up one morning and notice that you are having this condition? Take us through this journey.
Something like like a pimple just it started on my nose part. Because I was born with nose, but now that deadly disease has defeated my nose. So it started like that, like a pimple on my nose. So then I was living in Lagos. So then I use different kind of antibiotic cream, antibiotic drugs, but it wasn't good. So and now there was a day that I went to this albinism meeting. Then they were using lawsuits as their meeting arena. Then so when I got there, Mrs. Miss Josephine Damilola. So someone introduced me to her. I explained everything to her. I said, this thing is not a pimple, it's not an ordinary pimple, because that thing has it got expanded that time. So the woman has said, I will give you a letter, it's not a pimple, maybe you go to Abuja for treatment, this, that. Then I heard that they were doing a free treatment for albinism then. But later, so we albinism, we face a lot of things concerning financial aspects. So then I traveled to my parents to explain to them what happened to me. That okay, I've been given letter to go to Abuja. How will I get transport fare to Abuja? This and that. So my father said, "What skin cancer? Can it be true?" So my father said, "No, he's not believing this." So he took me to the hospital. And then in Ado Ekiti, my father is in Lagos. My father is in Ekiti State. So he took me to Ekiti State Hospital as Ado. When we got there, they did biopsy for me, which was detected that it was cancer. Then, so my father wept. I wept that this thing was not in our family. It's not in our family. How is it happened? So we started the journey. But later I traveled to in that State Hospital Ado Ekiti. I was given a referral letter to go to Abuja State Hospital that I should go for radiotherapy. But unfortunately, when I got there, we were told that free treatment has ended. So which I have to pay for the treatment by myself. So my father, he was a retired head teacher. For him to get that money, it was very difficult. So we started looking around there to get money for that treatment. But God so good, we were able to get the money for the treatment. That one also. I was given the treatment.
All right. So before we go further with your treatment story, with your treatment journey, in your response, I could pick the fact that you said no one has skin cancer, right?
Yes,
so,
my family.
okay, I would like to ask, are you the only person living with albinism in your family?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the only person in my family, ma'am.
Okay, so let us move on. How have you been able to cope? Are you on any medication? Let us know your treatment journey.
In fact, my treatment journey is a very tough one also, even tougher. Because along the line, as I was taking radiotherapy at National Hospital Abuja, unfortunately, their machine got spoiled, of which I was referred to Kaduna. When I got to Kaduna, Kaduna also, people were plenty there then. So they said they gave me time. It was another extra 2 months to come back. I was saying, 2 months, okay. My nose will finish now. Even if the thing will chop more than my nose self. So from that Kaduna, I took another bus to Sokoto. When I get to Danfoli University Teaching Hospital, immediately I got there. They accepted my case. So the next day I was started giving treatment. Unfortunately, so is it like a week later? It's not even up to a week. Their phone machine also got spoiled, which along the line, the National Hospital Abuja, they repaired theirs. So I moved back from Sokoto back to National Hospital, of where I completed my treatment.
Thank you so much, Damilola, for dispelling the myths and misconceptions about SALS and persons living with albinism. Apart from mole as a major sign, What are the other signs and symptoms you noticed before you were diagnosed?
What I observed is that place usually itch me. It itch me. I feel pain. I feel discomfortable with the pain.
Yeah, any other signs on my body, like a reddish part on my arms. And aside that, like I've said that I had surgery on my head. So when I had that surgery on my head, like 2 or 3 years back, but unfortunately the place opened. The surgery I had on my head, a part of my skull was removed and the place was replaced with mesh. So that place opened, of which the mesh that was planted into my head is now visible. So those are the parts of my body.
Can you please tell us how you've been able to manage this condition despite the fact that treatment is not yet successful?
Yes, I'm managing the condition because since I've been looking around there, soliciting here and there for money for the surgery, and helps doesn't come the way it should be. So I'm doing dressing of the place, and I'm on drugs.
Is it the cream that they said is a 5FU cream? Before it was 20,000 naira, but now it's now 100 and something thousand, now 150 something thousand naira, and before it was 20,000 naira. And about the radiotherapy, the chemotherapy on this other side also, they are very expensive, very, very expensive. And to get money for this, it's only God's help. To get money for this treatment, it's only God's help. Things are very, even people are not ready to help, except those that God choose for someone that can help now because of the economy, because of the condition of the economy.
All right, apparently support from the part of government is not readily available. What advice do you have for key players in this, especially those that are in charge of overseeing the welfare of people living with albinism?
They should try as much as possible to help. That's what I can say, because this thing is a life-threatening disease. A life-threatening disease, and it's not a disease. I would call it a disease, sir. It's not a disease that someone can just take for granted, because as long as it is on the body, it keep killing, damaging the system of the body, cells of the body. So they should look into his the way I'm talking about the government, the way they can help we with albinism, living with albinism. Because for us now, there are a lot of things that we cannot do. We cannot walk in the sun.
Are there impressions you like to change about albinism? I'm sure many people have so many things to say about albinos.
The impression I like to change about albinism is that we are human beings like people with melanin. What they can do is what we person with albinism can do too. And people believe that if we eat salt is when we are going, it's when our skin will not be fine, will not be okay. No, it's not salt. Some are saying if we eat pepper, that's what causes rashes on our body. No, it's not pepper. Sun is our enemy. Sun is our enemy. And most people believe that if a dark person married and a person with albinism, all their children will be carry the gene. No, it's not like that. If person with dark complexion marry albinism, that doesn't mean the person will born, all the children will carry the gene. No, it's not like that. That is what I want to change about the impression of people.
One of the challenges experienced by people living with albinism is getting a befitting means of livelihood. Share with us your experience. Are you currently working? And what has been the reception like at your place of work?
Is that there is nothing I can do than to work because I have two children, and I would say 99% of their upkeep, I'm the one cater for it. So that is why I have to manage myself and work so that I can cater for the children. I don't want them to suffer. They have father, or not that they don't have father, but we, a person with an albinism, we face a lot in marital aspect. So that is why I'm working. Not that the condition I am is suitable for me to work. It's not suitable for me to work at all. But there is nothing I can do. Where I'm working, they understand my situation. That is why they accept me the way I am. They understand my situation because they've assisted me before. In the last surgery I did, they pay. In fact, they carried like a 90% of my bills. The last surgery I did. So that is why they understand it. That's why they accepted me to be working with them.
Your advice to persons living with albinism, how do you think they can live differently?
So my advice for person living with albinism is that they should see themselves as human being. What people thought they cannot do, they should just put them to shame that what you say I cannot do, I can do it. And to cover it, to round it up, is neatness. Neatness is very good. Neatness, because I heard someone said a person with living with albinism, particularly ladies, they usually smell. And why? Because they don't take good care of themselves. Neatness is very good. There's an adage says neatness is the next to cleanliness is the next to godliness. So neatness, let's take neatness as our priority. Let's take our baths regularly, wash our clothes, appear neatly.
I would say ignorance is the one that caused this. I know from childhood that sun is very dangerous to our skin. The time I was following my father to the farm, I wouldn't have done that.
Let's protect our skin from sun, our sunscreen, our long sleeve, our umbrella. Let all this be our priority. Let our skin be our first in all.
Show love and respect to persons living with albinism. They are just like us. Their skin just lack melanin. We've had the rare privilege to speak with Damilola Ibigbami, a person living with albinism and a rare condition of skin cancer. Damilola Ibigbami, thank you so much for your time on Sound Health.
Good evening.
Sound Health continues with trending health report from around the world. Please stay tuned. The program is still Sound Health on Lagos Television. We have been talking to Damilola Ibigbami, a person living with albinism and also living with skin cancer. She has just shared a painful experience she has to go through on a daily basis. Show love and respect to persons living with albinism. That is all they deserve. And I also hope that key players in the health space will subsidize healthcare, especially for persons living with albinism. For comments and inquiries, or you have topics you would like us to treat, please send SMS to 0035826603 or follow us on social media at Lagos Television #Soundhealth. A sound health is a sound mind. Make healthy living your choice.